Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final edition of the Gringo Show for this season. Yeah. Woo. It's great to have you with us just one last time in 2021, and what a season it has been. We've been through insurrections, elections, airport construction, trade deals, you name it, we've been through it. But we start this show this week with sadness as Mexican icon and legend of ranchera music, Vicente Fernández, died on Sunday at 81. And if you don't know much about Vicente Fernández, he's the guy you hear usually when you're getting your face smashed in a cake at a birthday party. It's your birthday, you're happy, you hear him singing, and then plop, your face is in a cake. He made famous songs like Drunk, I Will Remember You, Today, I Spoke to My Chicken, Sorry, way before Justin Bieber sang it, and Mom, I'll See You at Vips. They say he encapsulated the Mexican machismo. And now everyone who has been to any type of celebration in Mexico, you've heard this song. Right, you've heard it. But let's go through the lyrics one by one so you can just hear how much of a macho this guy was. Ready? Ready? Yeah. Okay. You might say you never loved me, but you will be very sad, and that's why you will have to stay in my house with your shoes off to serve me. With money and without money, I always do what I want, and my word is the law. So shut up, bitch. I don't have a throne nor a queen, nor anyone who understands me, but I'm still the king, so make my dinner. Wait. What's that? Do you hear something? Hey, who are you? Wait, you're the ghost of Vicente Fernández? Ouch! What was that for? Stop being a wussy and do the show like a man? I am, but I'm hurt. Ah. All right. Wait, my pain and anger is my passion? All right, Vicente Fernández, I'm going to finish the show for you. No, I'm not going to take the shoes of the women who work on the show and force them to make me a molcajete. I will not do that. Jeez. But it's important to note that Vicente Fernández was from Guadalajara, Mexico's molcajete. And as Mexico's second city was mourning the loss of one of its great singers, it was celebrating something else. Guadalajara's second team, not the famous Chivas, but Atlas, won their first title in 70 years on Sunday night by defeating León in the final in the opening tournament of the Liga MX 4-3 in penalty kicks.
El Atlas es campeón del fútbol mexicano. Hacemos la pausa. Regresamos con más. No se vayan. Háganla, rojinegros.
Of course, the Twitter sphere was talking about it, and I'm not sure this is a morbid or disrespectful, but did Guadalajara sacrifice one of Mexico's greatest singers for a championship? There have been no comments from shamans at this time, but it's an interesting theory. For any of the Atlas fans that are watching this, go ahead, eat a very large torta ahogada, the most wet and spicy one, with the gloves and all that you can find, and enjoy this big win. Congratulations, Atlas. On Wednesday, Zacatecas became the 25th state in the union to approve gay marriage. This is after a 2015 Supreme Court ruling that called the ban on same-sex couples discriminatory and unconstitutional. Zacatecas has two of the world's largest silver mines, so now Pablo can be like, making silver and be like, hey, Jose, wow, I like you getting the silver. And then they meet up after work, and then they have a colonche, a fermented alcoholic cactus drink, and then they spend years fighting like straight couples, like, oh, Pablo, I saw you looking at Victor at the mines, you slut. And then they get married. And that's how it goes, right? By the way, another fun fact, in Nahuatl, Zacatecas means land of a lot of grass. Just a good fun fact. I don't know if you guys want to know that. The Mexico City legislature is considering a bill that will ban bullfighting in the nation's capital. If the bill passes, it will cause a huge blow to a sport since it's one of the three most important sites for bullfighting in the world, along with Seville and Madrid. And I understand the practice is very cruel to the bull. I get it, but it's not on the top of my list of things to ban in our city, like sweeping the streets during rush hour, or watering the grass during rush hour, or the camote whistle. The fourth transformation has got its hands on Christmas. Christmas trees have been a source of controversy in the country after a few years ago, Pepsi famously put up a red, white, and blue Christmas tree resembling its colors of its company and also the colors of the United States. This does not sit well with some and burned a hole in the country's national pride. So of course, here comes the 4T to take it to another extreme. The administration wanted to make the holiday more Mexican, so they made this tree with the design featuring a long snake. In related news, snake purchases have been up around Christmas. Also up is missing chihuahuas. That does it for the final episode of the Gringo Show for this second season. It's been a great year. We appreciate that you've tuned in for it. We leave you with a few of the greatest moments of this year. We'll be back on January 19th with more news and laughs about what's happening here in Mexico in English. Until then, check out your best shows. See you in 2022.
Dan, I appreciate it. And I've enjoyed listening to you tonight, and grateful for what you're doing to kind of bridge the differences and create some understanding between Mexico and the United States. We were just talking before the show how important that is. There's not enough of it, and you all are doing some of that. So thank you.
President Trump is probably one of the lowest points in the recent history of U.S.-Mexican relations. His approach to Mexico was sort of like a Sinatra doctrine of my way or the highway. It was constant ambush and rants and unilateral policies, as you know well. He used Mexico as a political electoral piñata from the day he launched his campaign at the Trump Tower in Manhattan.
A major cold front swept through the United States and made its way down to Mexico earlier this week, causing record low temperatures and dumped snow in many localities over northern Mexico, causing widespread power blackouts in more than 23 states. All right, a 4.0 earthquake hit the Los Angeles area on Sunday night, and American news media used the words jolted and rattled. Here in Mexico, people were like, 4.0, that's like once a week. We swing and we sway every single day. That's what we feel when there's a parade of overweight Cruz Azul fans after they finally win their championship. Let's talk about Felix Salgado Macedonio. If you're thinking that he may be the father of Greeks or even the king of North Macedonia, he is not. But he was or is or may be the nominee for governor of the Mexican state of Guerrero, depending on how confident you are in Mexico's democratic institutions. He was accused of rape twice, which when his candidacy was announced, caused an uproar from women, including in his own party. The president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, dismissed the accusation as smear campaign by his opposition, which he often does when faced with controversy. See, in the US, there are very few restrictions on what you can do with the flag. There's been a debate about it, if you're allowed to burn it, also if you're allowed to do when the flag is being saluted or the national anthem is being played. You gotta shut the fuck up, stand up straight, and you do anything else, you're a commie. Anything else is free game. You can buy anything from American flag underwear, in which the bald eagle grows and shrinks depending on what kind of mood you're in. But tell us about the mood in the stadium.
Well, Sunday was an incredible evening for all Cruz Azul fans. I mean, you can imagine that even though the stadium could not be filled because of the COVID restrictions, 25% was a very loud 25%. I mean, people were waiting for years for this to happen.
In our top story tonight, Mexico has a new U.S. ambassador. Ken Salazar, former U.S. Senator from Colorado and Interior Secretary in the Obama administration, arrived in Mexico this Wednesday to begin his work to strengthen U.S.-Mexico relations. There have been no reports of Montezuma taking his revenge on the cowboy hat-wearing ambassador thus far. Although, please, Ambassador, do not eat at the ambulantes directly outside your residence. 5 tacos, 5 pesos sounds good, but it's always a bad idea. The World Justice Project placed Mexico 135th of the most corrupt countries out of 139 countries surveyed, beating out only Uganda, Cameroon, Cambodia, and the Congo. This is ridiculous, and corruption should be eliminated. Hey, what happened to the lights? Can someone give 500 pesos to the CFE guy to turn on the lights? I forgot to pay the bill. That was easy. But the country was filled with beautiful colors and an orange flower that no one outside of Mexico can pronounce. To honor the tradition celebrated for centuries, the capital city held its annual Dia de los Muertos parade, annual since James Bond Tecuitli inaugurated the parade in ye old year of 2015. But it was really a beautiful parade with Catrinas, larger-than-life alebrijes, and at one point, exhibit of things we kind of love in the city, like the pacero, the camote smoker, and they literally played the lavadora, secadora, and everything else you want to sell me. Recording. The U.S. opened its borders up to all vaccinated international travelers this week, including its land border with Mexico that has been largely shut since the beginning of the pandemic. The only thing is that in addition to being vaccinated, to enter the U.S., you will still have to present a negative COVID test, which means pay 800 pesos for someone you think like is a nurse, but you're not sure if it's a nurse, to stick a swab in your nose, and you're like, ah, ah, ah. Another reason to decide not to go to the United States, because mass shootings and anti-vaxxers. The government announced this week that it was given $3.5 billion as a bailout to the government-owned Pemex to shore up its finances, as it has incurred massive debt due to large payouts to its executives, mismanagement, corruption, and inefficiency. Think about it, $3.5 billion. I think that can be used up to buy the entire population of Mexico 26 sopes, or huaraches, or pambazos, or even michotes.
Gringo, Mexico is laughing thanks to you.